Hello everyone, this is Bryant, your Dungeon Master. I'm going to do a couple of short videos as a substitute for traditional Session 0 for the new Corvian Pale campaign. For those who don't know, a Session 0 is a special game session when the Game Master and all the players gather to talk about their plans and expectations for the campaign, agree to social ground rules, and usually make player characters together. With so many players, that wouldn't be practical here. I'm going to start out by talking a little bit about the structure of the campaign and how you can get started. The Corvian Pale is an open-table, West Marches-style role-playing game campaign using Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules. Players take on the role of adventurers exploring an untamed wilderness in search of fortune and glory. The first and most important rule for players is called the Iron Rule. This states that whatever type of character you choose to create, they should be driven to adventure. A calm, safe life holds no appeal to them. They are driven to leave behind the safety of civilization and explore the wild spaces of the world, to find treasure and fame. Their destiny is their own, and you choose where to go and what to do. The adventure is in your hands. Now, how to play this campaign. First, you need to create a player character. The only rulebook that players will use is the player's handbook. Any character that is allowed in the player's handbook is acceptable for this campaign. I know there are other supplements out there now, but I feel that the PHB offers plenty of variety for making interesting characters, and this helps keep things simple. Everyone should have access to a player's handbook. For your ability scores, they can be set using the point-buy method, or by assigning the following ability scores as you want: 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. Unlike rolling for scores, this keeps things even between characters and allows everyone some control over the characters they want to make. You can also always have more than one player character, but you may only bring one character on a given adventure at a time. I think this is another difference between this and other campaigns. If you start playing and find you don't like the character you built, you can always make another. If a new player is starting out and you don't want to take your veteran character who might feel bored fighting goblins, make a new one. Maybe your wizard is busy researching a spell in his downtime and you don't want to interrupt that, so you pull out a different PC to adventure this session. Next, set up a time to play. Unlike many other role-playing game campaigns, the Corvian Pale has an open pool of players. You post in the forum saying when you want to play and what you want to do. A sample post might read something like, "I'd like to play Sunday afternoon. I want to go back and look for the sunken fort we heard about in the Black Marsh Downs. I know Chris wants to play, but we could use a couple more." Interested players chime in, negotiation ensues, and the details get sorted out. This way, the discussion mirrors what's happening in the Last Flagon Tavern. Adventurers talking about their plans, finding others to join them, sharing information, and so on. The only hard scheduling rules are the Dungeon Master, me, has to be available that day, obviously. The players have to tell the Dungeon Master where they plan to go well in advance, so I have a chance to make sure the appropriate material is prepared. Sessions are usually limited to 5 players, first come, first served. If a player takes the 5th slot and their significant other wants to join as well, an exception may be allowed. Players can make a waitlist if necessary, and players on the waitlist will be given first chance at a seat in a future session. All of the decisions are up to you guys, the players, and completely driven by your desire to play. Share information. Just like adventurers returning to the tavern after their exploits, players are strongly encouraged to share what they learned on the forum between games. Players who create adventure summaries not only mirror their characters sharing warnings of dangers in the wild and bragging about their deeds, they allow other players to learn more about the game world. It also encourages everyone to keep thinking about the game, even when they aren't playing, and will motivate people to schedule their own session to get out there and make discoveries of their own. Enter the wilderness. Unlike other campaigns, the safety of the town of Sanctum is near absolute. Sturdy stone walls, the alabaster cliffs, and the swords of Imperial soldiers all ensure the town is a place to rest, carouse, boast of your adventures, and outfit your next expedition. You might have an interesting conversation with an NPC in town, but what you won't find that way is information about the Pale or adventure hooks like in other games. The townsfolk don't enter the wilderness. Only fools like the adventurers do that. So they don't know anything about what's out there unless the PCs tell them. If you want to know what's in the wilderness, you have to go find out for yourself. As for the east, outside of the town, well, that way lies safety, civilization, and a return to the boring life you left behind. North and west into the Pale means adventure. Going east means retirement. Be cautious. The Corvian Pale is an untamed wilderness, untouched by the civilized races for many years. Player characters will do well to tread cautiously, using their wits as much as their sword arms, and know when it is best to make a tactical retreat. Learning the dangers of the Pale is part of your goal as a player, and survival is its own reward. Earn fortune and glory. With that said, rewards are also their own reward. Player characters are adventurers, and treasure and fame are the meat and drink of adventurers. Go forth and find the wealth you so richly deserve. That wraps up the first of my Session 0 videos. Now go make a character and get ready for adventure.